Today, I would like to share with you uh, briefly about the practice of medicine Buddha. From Friday to Sunday, we're having ceremony of medicine Buddha. Therefore, I thought maybe it's useful for you to have a broad understanding of the practice of medicine Buddha. Now, I'll be explaining a lot in detail about the importance of the practice of medicine Buddha. It is widely practiced, particularly in Tantrayana tradition. There are many reasons why we should embrace the practice of medicine Buddha. When you refer to the name of medicine Buddha, like when we say doctors, most of us only think about doctors is something to do with, to release the pain of patients and cure the disease. That's what we tend to think. But medicine Buddha represents more profound meaning. Externally, yes, with the practice of medicine Buddha, we're able to acquire good health, and most importantly, in order to acquire inner health, which means physically and mentally we may be very strong and healthy, but we have inherited these poisons such as anger, jealousy, which is the main cause of all forms of sickness that we have to endure in our life. And the practice of medicine Buddha is not just to overcome from disease, sickness, outbreak of epidemic, most importantly, from these poison. So the practice of medicine Buddha help us to acquire permanent freedom from these poison, and which is very, very important. And this is the main purpose of the practice of medicine Buddha. Now, we tend to have this misperception about the practice as whole. Now today, practitioners have fallen into two groups. One will say that, oh, meditation is only important if I want to be perfect Buddhist. Another group will say, oh, rituals are important. In my personal opinion, as a practitioner, we cannot be choosy, because what is important to us. It's not about what I like, what I want to do. It is about what is beneficial for me. So we cannot be choosy. We need to embrace all forms of practices in Buddhism in order to temporarily relieve from all kinds of ups and downs in life, and ultimately acquire total freedom, which is very, very important. Now, a lot of when you do not understand the purpose of such as practice of medicine Buddha, when you do not understand why it is important. So many beginners might think that why we need to recite prayers. It is not so meaningful. But in fact, prayer is not just reciting, you're simply reciting. It involves whole range of practices from beginning to end. So it's not just simply like para singing, So it has a very profound meaning. In general, when you recite prayer, there are 5 important points that involves. Firstly, as every Buddhist, we begin with the recitation of Refuge prayers, which means that we believe in triple gem. Buddha, who is like the doctor, Dharma, which is like the medicine, and we have to consider ourselves as a patient, and Sanghas are like a nurse to help you. And beside that, in Tantrayana, we also take refuge from three roots, which are Guru represents the blessings, root of blessing, Yidam means something close to our heart, like suppose like Tara, which represent all forms of accomplishment, and ultimately enlightenment. And finally, Dharmapalas, protectors, Dakadakinis, they are there to assist us when we are taking this difficult journey. So this is what we call three roots. So triple gem and three roots. So we have to trust them wholeheartedly, because when we follow triple gem or three roots, so our journey will be so smooth and we will be protected. And this is the purpose of taking refuge. And so when you, like for instance, in medicine Buddha practice, we begin with the refuge ceremony. We will fold our two hands. The shape should be something like lotus bud. It's not just flat, which means there's something to offer, triple gem or three root, and to fulfill the needs of all. That is what it signifies. And then one has to place close to our heart, okay? And then you will recite refuge prayer. And if there is a separate recitation of bodhichitta, then we have to fold this one-pointed mudra, also place close to heart. Otherwise, if it's in one verses, then just simply fold your two hands, place close to your heart, which is important. And secondly, after recitation of refuge, we have to recite the bodhichitta, which means the mind of our awakened ones. So particularly in Buddhism, bodhichitta is one of the most important practice. Okay, even when we do not have enough time to recite all the prayers, even if you are reciting simply one mantra such as Tara, we have to think that I'm doing this. I'm doing this not only for myself but all others, because we all have the same kinds of grievances, worries, and we all want to be happy, healthy, and prosperous. So this way we all same. So we shouldn't be doing only for ourselves. We have to think about all others. So which makes our practice more profound and which also brings more benefit. Okay. So we must engage the practice of bodhicitta. This thought is very, very important. And then the third part, which is you visualize yourself as suppose like if you're doing medicine Buddha practice, you visualize yourself as a medicine Buddha. There are reasons why it is important. Due to physical body, attachment, anger, jealousy, all grows within us due to this physical body. Okay, so and attachment is the source of our imprisonment. As long as we have attachment, then we will be never free. We may we say, oh, I want freedom, but this is very temporal. If you're looking for true freedom, then you have to be free from attachment. Okay, this is very, very important. So in Tantrayana has a very unique way to deal with all these issues. So instead of hating ourselves, so we have to transform our body into medicine Buddha, body into Tara. So when we become a medicine Buddha, there is no way, there's no object of attachment. And this is very, very important. This is very unique way, which is practice in Tantrayana. So we visualize ourselves as a medicine Buddha. So you just need to follow the sequences according to the sadhana. Yeah, from nothingness, this whole place transform into the palace of mandala of medicine Buddha, and then from this nothingness, like from empty space, from sky, how rainbow appears. Okay. Similarly, from this nothingness, a beautiful lotus appears, and there's a mundus, which signifies like a cushion, signifies skillful means and wisdom, which is again very, very important, which is also highly recommended in order to acquire realization. Like without two hands, you cannot clap. So without skillful means and wisdom, what is skillful means? Here means compassion, and there are many forms of skillful means. Wisdom, of course, is a wisdom. Wisdom which is acquired through listening, through contemplation, and through meditation. So then you instantly rise into form of medicine Buddha. So medicine Buddha, the colors in dark blue in turquoise, dark blue in color. One face, which signifies one truth. Two arms signifies skillful means and wisdom. On the right hand, medicine Buddha is holding a medicinal plant placed on his knee. On the left hand, medicine Buddha is holding a begging bowl which is filled up with all these medicinal herbs and nectars, okay, to cure our disease. And medicine Buddha is sitting in the full cross leg. Basically, two legs signifies union of discipline and meditation. When he is fully cross leg, which means union of samsara and nirvana, there's no discrimination. So when you visualize, we have to visualize in the translucent form, not like our physical body made of flesh, bone, skin, but like a rainbow, translucent form, which is very, very important. So if you can, when you follow the text, you are able to actually focus better. Our forehead, where our brain resides, there is a white color, sitting on the 8 pointed dharma wheel. Like this 8 pointed dharma wheel, and then in where our vocal cord is, we have to visualize red in color, sitting on the 8 petal lotus. And then outside our heart, we have to visualize one hung, blue in color, sitting on mundus. And inside the heart, again, there's a mundus, then hung, dark blue in color, which represent medicine Buddha. Yeah, and from there, the light radiates to the direction of all the Buddhas of 3 times and 10 direction. It becomes offering, and it returns with all the blessings. Okay. At the same time, another light radiates to the to 6 realms, transform them into medicine Buddha. The blessing comes back, dissolve into us, and then we transform into medicine Buddha. Okay. So then the range of practices will follow, like offering all this when you follow the text. And then when it comes to recitation of mantra, you cannot recite very fast. You cannot recite too slow. Has to be right speed. Okay. And as long as possible, you should use your index finger and thumb, hold the mala, place close to your heart. You recite, on the other, because Mahabharata Rasa tiatong because mabit razo samuka de soa, yeah. And if you feel tired, then you can recite on your lap, then whichever way you can recite. As long as possible, place to your heart and recite. Never use your right hand. Most of the time, you only use your left hand. Okay, that's how you should recite. And if possible, while initially it is important to visualize and clear as much as possible. You can look at the pictures and then try to construct from the face downward, maybe from face to throat, throat to heart to whole body. That's how you can train. So once you are master this technique, so it becomes very easy to visualize medicine Buddha or any other deities, because now we are not used to, so it becomes difficult. Like when you know someone, like your friend or family members, the moment you call their names, you are able to visualize them. So this is because we are used to. But the practice of medicine Buddha, the image of medicine Buddha, maybe we are not used to. Therefore, it becomes a bit difficult to visualize. But as much as possible, you should try to visualize, try to get clarity as much as possible. It's a form of meditation. Okay, it's a form of meditation. Like when you construct one by one, we call it generation state. Then eventually we meld all into a light and dissolve into the universe. That is called completion stage. So 2 stages of meditations are involved. So while you're reciting mantra, this is a bit complicated. I think slowly, I have also a book on this, how to visualize. I would just like to go through briefly. In your heart, there's a moon disk, and the letter Hung is standing. Okay, and then this mantra Tiyatam Bekan Bekas Ma Bekat Rajo Samuka de Soa is arranged anti-clockwise. Okay, but if it circles, it rotates clockwise for the most male deities. For female, it is arranged clockwise, rotate anti-clockwise. Then again depends. You have to refer to the text. If the text said that it rotates and it rotates, otherwise most of the mantra are just stand still. So while you're reciting, initially your focus will be the physical form of medicine Buddha, and then your focus will be on the mantra, and then third stage will be like the light radiating, from the mantra, removing all our impurities of body, speech, and mind, and even for others. And then after reciting, if possible, after 25 times recitation of mantra, try to go back to the visualization, just reaffirm the image of medicine Buddha and go back to recitation, and until we complete. Okay, and once you complete the recitation, as complete the requirement, so what you need to do is just either you dissolve into a light, or just try to remain calm without any thought as long as possible. The moment when thought arises, then you dedicate. That's how we end with the practice of medicine Buddha. And most importantly, like suppose like generation completion stage, we construct ourselves as a medicine Buddha. We think, before I was not medicine Buddha, now I become a medicine Buddha. That's what we tend to think. But in actual term, to reaffirm this pride that from the beginningless, I'm medicine Buddha. I have never been not medicine Buddha. From the beginningless, I'm medicine Buddha. So this, on the deeper sense, that's how you can practice. Hopefully, this will be helpful to you when you join the recitation together this coming Friday. Okay, thank you. See you soon.